Hey, guys and girls, it's Breakfast with the Broker every Tuesday at 9 a.m., but today is Lunch with the Broker. So, Tuesday at 1 p.m. or thereabouts, we have a very exciting guest for realtors. So, realtors, listen up. There is a amazing site out there called Homelight that helps you with listing leads and referrals. So, we wanted to bring on one of the very best representatives that Homelight has to offer, the rock and roller. So here we go. All right. And now we have Mr. Matt Mcgee. He is a rock and roller, a unbelievable representative for Homelight. He's going to give leads, referrals, and tell you how to optimize your site. Let's go, Matt Mcgee.
That is the greatest intro I think I've ever had. Thank you.
You're very
I want
welcome.
to do this every week and just that intro. Like I'm ready. I'm fired up. Let's go.
Let's do this. I had my coffee and I'm good.
And by the way, thank you for. I know you normally do it 9 a.m. Eastern, right? Which for me, I'm in Washington State, 6 a.m. I don't know that I'd be very coherent for your audience at 6 a.m. Pacific. The video might go viral, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. And then nowadays, it's pretty easy to make mistakes and things go viral. So we got to watch our P's and Q's. So listen, Matt. A lot of agents have looked at Homelight. They've looked at other lead sources and referral sources and such. And why? Tell us a little bit about what Homelight is and how do agents get involved in Homelight?
Sure. Homelight it started in 2012. Our founder Drew was looking for a home in San Francisco and almost lost. He and his wife found his dream home and almost lost it because of, if I recall correctly, missed deadlines, paperwork issues, right? Some of the nitty gritty details of the transaction that, you guys are very familiar with and buyers and sellers are very familiar with. And he ended up having to find another agent. He thought this whole process is, just more complicated than it needs to be. And so how do we go about finding the best real estate agents he was thinking obviously in San Francisco because that's where he was buying, but across the country. And so Homelight started as an agent matching platform, and that's still what is the sort of, I would call the core business, is that buyers and sellers come to our website and they are people that are interested in finding an agent to help them, whether it be buy or sell a home. And so we want to get as many agents as possible on our platform so that we can connect those buyers and sellers with the best agent for them. The agents that sell the homes for the most value, that sell the homes fastest, that know the neighborhoods inside and out. And so that is sort of the core piece of our business. Then over the years, we've also expanded and, we're becoming more of end-to-end real estate platform. So last year, we bought a digital mortgage company called Eve, and that is now called Homelight Home Loans. So we have basically a mortgage company. We're also doing title and escrow, I think in a handful of states. So we're sort of expanding our footprint, I guess you would say, to cover, beginning to end, the whole transaction and just make it as smooth as it can be for agents and for buyers and sellers.
So are you looking from a end to end with or without agents?
Oh, totally with. That's the thing too. That's the thing too that separates us from some of the other major platforms is that we are. you go ahead. You go ahead and say it.
I just said. That's all.
And I'll tell you a funny story. Like we are totally in support of agents. And the funny story, when I joined the company last year, my wife is an agent. She's been an agent here in Tri-Cities, Washington for 16 years now. And so when I was interviewing last year with Homelight to come on board, that was like the first question I had, David, was, wait a second, you're not trying to put my wife out of business, are you? And they're like, no, 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 no. We are 100% in support of agents. We believe that agents are a necessary part of the transaction. And in addition to serving buyers and sellers, we want to serve agents and help them grow their business and be better at their jobs. And so that's sort of what my job is at Homelight. I'm the editor of our Agent Resource Center. I host our weekly podcast. And so because of my experience of being around agents pretty much my whole life, I'm sort of the lead person in terms of that aspect of Homelight's content business. So
Awesome. So, an agent goes on to Homelight, puts their profile together and such. Are there any tips or things that you may look out for if you are an agent, maybe a successful or producing agent, and how do you receive referrals? How does the Homelight process work?
yeah, it's so first thing is you do have to have a profile, as you mentioned. And so I think you just go to, I think it's homelight.com/agents. And there's a simple, I think it's like a 3-step sign up process, probably takes 15 minutes or so. And you create your profile, right? And it's just like creating a profile on any number of websites, right? So you want to upload, your photo, tell us, that we ask a lot of specific questions for agents, like, what areas do you cover? What price points do you want to get referrals in? So if you're an agent that, say, you prefer to work more the high end and you don't want to get referrals for some of the lower end homes, that's fine. You can tell us what price points that, you prefer to work in. And so, you can upload, a bio, you can have reviews added, awards, designations, right? The whole 9 yards that you would think would be part of a real estate profile. So you create your profile. There's a referral agreement that you have to sign because there's no charge for using Homelight. It's not like there's an advertising fee or anything like that. There's no monthly fee. It's just, we send leads out. And if that lead chooses to work with you and you close the deal, then you pay us a referral fee, just like you would pay any other real estate agent a referral fee if they sent you a referral. And then I'd say that probably one of the most important things, if not maybe the most important things, is to upload your transaction history and keep that updated, because that's really what, we rely heavily on that to know, where you're doing business, what types of properties you're doing business, the price points you're doing business, how quick you're doing business, right? Whether, what your sales to list price ratio is, all that sort of stuff. The more data and information we know about you and your business, the better we can match buyers and sellers with you.
Great. And so when you're matching with buyers and sellers, and I guess some of the things let's backtrack a little bit. Are you like connected with or integrated with the MLS, or are you only integrated with, we have to, as an agent, have to update their transaction history manually through the Homelight system?
Right. Yeah. We get data from a variety of sources, right? Certainly we rely heavily on what agents, upload for us. We have stats on something like 40 million transactions and, over 1 million real estate agent profiles. And so we rely really heavily on what the agents tell us. We also have, there's publicly available sources and other data partners that we rely on. And you just put that all into the mix. And that sort of gives us the sort of snapshot or profile of what agents are doing what in various towns and neighborhoods and cities and so forth.
And tell us, when a consumer, so what like triggers a referral, and how many agents are you sending that referral out to? What's the process that Homelight looks for?
So a buyer or seller would come to our website, and there's a short quiz, a questionnaire type thing where, are you looking to buy or sell first and foremost? And then depending upon which they choose, we'll send them into that sort of funnel, I guess would be the word. And then they just answer, they answer questions, sort of the typical kind of questions that you would ask a buyer or seller, like, what's your price point? How soon do you want to buy or sell? What are you looking for? And then just based on that, we can then go and say, all right, our algorithms know that here are the best agents that match with what you're looking for. And they will get, I think on the sellers, if it's a seller lead, I believe they get matched with up to 3 agents. And if it's a buyer lead, I believe it's matched with 2. And so we then send the lead out to the agents, and you get alerted on your, via text and email, or in the Homelight app, which we encourage agents to use because that's going to be the quickest way to sort of respond to the lead and get the process going. And so, yeah, so the lead goes out, and then we just, it's at that point, hey, the ball's in your court, and connect with this person. We've already talked to them, by the way. I should mention that too, that we have a home consultant team that will do an interview with, a quick interview with the buyer or seller on the phone, just to sort of find out a little bit more about what their time frame is, what they're looking for. If they're looking to buy, do they also need to sell, all that sort of stuff. And so then once we get that process taken care of, then we say, all right, here are the agents that are the best match. And we send them out to the agent referrals, and, give the agents all that information. Sally Smith is looking to buy, or Sally Smith is looking to sell. This is what's going on. Please get in touch as soon as possible and let us know how how it's going. And then the agents from that point on, you're going to call or you're going to email, do whatever your process is for working with a new lead. And then we just ask the agents to, keep us posted. There's a drop down with a number of options. What status are you in? Did you leave a voicemail? Did you actually connect? Have you had a face-to-face meeting? And just keep us updated on the whole process of the transaction.
That's great. And when Homelight goes ahead and issues those 3 agents or those 2 agents, depending on buyer or seller, are they looking for the best match, or are they looking for round robin or what have you?
Well, when we are sending the leads out, we are sending them out to the ones that we think are the best match. It's again, it's all based on the algorithm and knowing the data that we have, having the buyer or seller tell us what they're looking for. So like if they're, again, I don't know a ton about the algorithm, and purposely, because the scientists in the company know that sort of stuff. But if you think about it, if a buyer or seller comes to us and says, I need to sell my house within the next 2 weeks, our algorithm is then going to be more likely to hook them up with an agent that is really good at selling homes quickly in that area. So it's all based on just best match on what the consumer wants and what we know about the agents in our network.
Love it. So you should really keep this understanding when you are an agent. If you're looking at, listing houses very high and selling them, there's a bigger disparity between your list to sale price percentage, that might affect, something like, Homelight's ability to give you referrals and such. So, it is important to price it right at the very beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would just say to agents too, is put yourself in our shoes. Like a consumer is coming to us, and they are, they don't come to Homelight to look at pretty pictures of homes. They come to us to find the best real estate agents, right? So that is our goal, to serve that consumer, and then also serve our agents by matching them with very interested leads. Like that's one of the things that our agents, have told us the most over the years about our leads, is that it's, obviously some of them are going to be, 6 months out or maybe a year out, but they're not leads that they just clicked a couple buttons because they were looking at photos of a listing, or they thought they were forwarding a listing to a friend and they accidentally clicked to contact an agent. I mean, these are people, if they see our, Homelight runs a lot of TV ads, throughout the year. So if they see our ads, they know that we are a site where you go to find the best agents in your neighborhood. And so,
they're acting. I mean, so they're acting. They're coming to the site. They're looking for a real estate agent. They're getting connected with as you put, a Homelight consultant, where they're doing a quick interview. They've already clicked on a few questions already. Mm-hmm. They've done the interview, and now they're coming to you on a warm lead call. You better pick up the phone.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, at that point, all your instincts as a great real estate agent, should kick in and say, all right, I need to get in touch with this person, find out how I can help them, what their needs are, and all that sort of stuff. And then obviously keep Homelight posted. As I said, keep us posted as you go so that we know. I mean, you have the option as an agent, if you are really busy that day and you're not going to be able to call somebody for the next hour or two, you can decline the lead, and we would appreciate it if you did, because that way we can then send them on to the next agent. So it's,
Right.
the response time, you were asking earlier about, what agents can do to sort of help the process and kind of smooth things out. Response time is really important. We obviously want to send referrals to agents that can respond quickly and serve the consumer.
Yeah, because ultimately, if they don't, the consumer, may look at Homelight and say, Homelight wasn't great for me because they didn't pick the right agent for me.
Right. Yeah. It makes all of us look bad that way.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, pick up your phone, guys and girls. So, why should an agent set up a profile on Homelight? And because, I can tell you, at least from personal experience, that I put up, a tremendous amount of time to map out the sales transactions and all that stuff, and send it to you guys. And I think I've sent it like 2 or 3 times. It could be me because maybe I didn't map something right or what have you. But they seem to not have the most accurate of stats on maybe mine or some of the other agents, but it's ultimately your responsibility to make sure it is accurate, because they're very helpful when you speak to Homelight's team to really help you and push you through.
Yeah, it's true, and I agree with that. I think sometimes data can be a little messy on any site, and certainly ours is not immune from that. And so we do rely real heavily on the agents to keep us posted on that and update those transactions. I've been asking my wife, hey, you need to update your Homelight transactions. Let's get on top of that. And so yeah, it is important. And there's, in fact, we just within the last, I want to say month or two, and I'm terrible at remembering timing, so I could be way off on that. But not too long ago, we sort of tweaked the upload process and made it easier for agents. So if it's something you haven't done real recently, I would say give it a try now. There's a video on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for Homelight, and we should come up right up top there. And there's a video on there showing what the new upload process is. And as you said, if things still aren't working for you, I think it's support@homelight.com is sort of the catch-all support email address that can be, used, I guess, as a last resort. But there's a number of videos on our YouTube channel. And then there's obviously, we have an entire help section of our website. I think it's just help.homelight.com. That should answer some questions as well if any agents are having those kind of issues.
And so, what other tips would you give regarding the profile?
I would say
profile.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just build it out as fully and completely as you can. Right, the more information that you can give us, the more information that we can then use to match with the referrals. And then, of course, when the buyer or seller gets matched with you, they're going to say, all right, who is this person? They're going to go look at your Homelight profile. And, so hopefully there's a nice photo of you there. Hopefully there's, a good, bio about who you are and, how you do business and what you believe as a real estate agent. Hopefully there's some reviews, that sort of stuff. One other thing that I would add to that, that maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a sort of a trail we can go down. I think in real estate, again, just having a wife, my sister's a real estate agent. My dad used to be a real estate agent. I think there's sort of sometimes a bad impression of online real estate leads, right? Because, they're just, like we said earlier, they're just there to look at pretty pictures or whatever it might be. I would encourage agents to treat Homelight leads more as a referral, that as if it was another agent. You're in Florida, right? And so
Yep.
if say an agent from Atlanta or Charlotte or whatever said, hey, I have a referral to send you, in all likelihood, you're going to treat that lead maybe a little more specially because it's a personal one-to-one thing from another agent than if it were somebody that just, followed up from a Facebook ad or whatever it might be.
Sure.
So I would encourage agents to really take the leads that we're sending them, and even though they, quote online leads, sure, but look at them more as a referral, and work on that partnership aspect of it, and like really prioritize that, because if you do that, the more business you do, the better an agent does with the leads we send them, the more likely we're going to send more and that sort of stuff. I host, what got me thinking about that aspect of it was on our podcast this week. I have Jackie Soto and Elmer Morales, who are two agents in Southern California. They are part of what we call our Homelight Elite program, which is reserved for the top 1% of agents on our platform. So that's the agents that are just like absolutely crushing it with Homelight leads. So we did this episode this week, and there'll be another one coming out in a couple of weeks about Homelight leads. And Jackie was on there talking about how their mindset with Homelight leads is, yes, we are responsible to that buyer or seller, but we're equally responsible to Homelight to make sure we take good care of that referral, that lead, because we want to get more referrals. And I hadn't thought of it that way, really. But I think that's the right approach is to look at these leads, because it's not just a regular online lead that you get from a Facebook ad or from IDX or whatever it might be. It's somebody that we've screened and processed, and we're handing off and saying, hey, please take care of this person. So,
do you have any stats of how many leads? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, because but I will. Do you have any stats on how many leads you guys are receiving, either monthly or yearly or whatever?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Yeah. It's funny, if you go to our website. I don't know if this happens on mobile, but I know it happens on desktop. If you go to our website, there's a little pop-up down the bottom that says, Sally Smith just sold a house, 4 minutes ago through Homelight, or, Bob Jones just bought a house, 7 minutes ago through Homelight. And so like it is constantly churning and updating. I know like the numbers that I've heard, and I don't know what it is, rate wise, like per month or per year or whatever, but like something like 600 or 700,000 consumers, and something like 19 to 20 billion dollars of real estate business that we've referred out to agents over the years. So yeah, it's if you're a great real estate agent and interested in getting these high quality leads of people that are maybe further along in the process, I think there's a really good opportunity to work with Homelight.
Awesome.
I know I'm biased, but I do believe that.
So no, I very much appreciate it, because a lot of times people don't understand what Homelight is. They don't understand the process, and they don't understand why they need to put it in a profile. I mean, there are many agents, however, that have done profiles and put some of the stuff together, like you said, and may not get a referral for 2, 3, 4 years. By the time it's done, but then you'll start to see a couple here, a couple there, and obviously the more you close, probably the more leads that you receive.
Yes, absolutely. As I've said to my wife and others, just be the best real estate agent you can be. Keep your profile updated. Let us know what you're succeeding at. Tell us about your sales, especially the past couple of years of sales, and it will eventually register and start to trickle through.
Awesome, Matt. So I always ask the same question.
Okay.
What's your favorite streaming series, whether it's Netflix series or what have you, and what are you currently watching?
Well, you know what? My answer to that is the same, because I just finished on what is it on? It's on Apple TV Plus. I just finished Defending Jacob with my wife, which it's Chris Evans, the guy from Captain America, and a couple other, I can't remember their names. I'm not super up to date on actor and actress names, but yeah, it's really, really good show. It's 8 episodes, and it's the son that gets accused of murder, and then the dad, who was the public prosecutor, has to get recused from the case, and then has to go and start defending his son. And just really, I thought it was really, really, really well done. So
Awesome.
that would be my recommendation. What about, do you have one?
I'm gonna look at it. Well, as far as streaming, I mean, I like the old time ones, but like Dexter and
Yeah.
some of those. We just finished Homeland because we're late to the party, and that was really good. What we're currently watching is nothing right now. We just watched 13 Reasons Why, and the last series kind of stunk. But the first two seasons were awesome. I thought they were awesome. So yeah, I mean, I like watching those streaming things, and I think a lot of those series are really, really well done.
Are you going to watch Hamilton this week?
I am. I'm actually probably going to get Disney Plus because of this.
There you go.
Why not add another $18 a month to streaming service?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, my wife's a huge. I mean, I am too, but my wife's a huge Hamilton fan. So this is like, it's been all week. All I'm hearing is Hamilton, 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 Hamilton. So
we have not had the privilege to see it live, so this will be our first introduction to it. So we're looking forward to it.
I think you'll like it. It's really good.
Awesome. Matt, I can't thank you enough for coming on, explaining a little bit about what Homelight is and how you guys can help agents that are not using it, or agents that haven't been optimizing their profile and putting it together correctly, or maybe it just needs a little refresher, just kind of freshen it up a little bit. I urge you go into Homelight, download the app as well so that you can respond to these leads very quickly, because like Matt said, these aren't really cold leads. These are more of warm leads that are looking for a particular agent that actually should be your expertise. So thanks so much, Matt. Homelight, appreciate it. And I will speak to you guys soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you. Breakfast with the Broker every Tuesday at 9 a.m. We have another exciting guest next week. So we really appreciate all the viewers and all the great comments that we've received. And thank you guys. Stay safe and be well. Take care.